Well, let me first of all recap what we did, and then I will take you through the assignment. So in session 1, what we did was we looked at external factors which impact compensation. And so we looked at governmental regulations, that is the statutory, then how critical they are, we have to comply with them, and then know the tax laws and look at all the exemptions the Tax Act gives us, so that I can better structure my salary, so that the net salary which comes in hand to the employee is, as opposed to the gross, is actually higher, so that his salary is not deducted through tax. So in order to ensure that there's a good compensation structuring and a higher net salary, we have to understand, hey, what are those exemptions which the tax is giving. Having said that, then we looked at how we have to also take care of whenever organizations have unionized staff. Is there a huge divide between unionized and non-unionized workers who do similar jobs? So ensure that there is parity, fairness in the way you pay to non-unionized, because when you do not pay fairly, then there could be huge issues. Then thirdly, we looked at socio-economic, demographic, etc., how we can take the advantage of the new millennial workforce, align their aspirations in terms of whether it is vacations, whether it is employee educational programs, all our HR policies have to be aligned. Then we also looked at a lot of older workforce coming into the system. So how we can also take the advantage of the older workforce and reduce our wage costs. Then we looked at globalization and technology, how most of the organizations are automating lower end jobs and releasing that amount, so that you can get actually, you can pay your strategic jobs higher salary. And we talked about the economic tripwire, we talked about career deceleration. These are some of the terms which you need to be familiar with as a competent person. Okay, having said that, then we got into typically what is compensation, then how it is divided into both monetary, non-monetary. Then we looked at various components of base salary, that's called the direct pay or guaranteed pay. And then we looked at variable pay. We looked at 4 kinds of variable pay, that is pay for performance, hardship, hot skill. And then we also talked about merit incentives, both in terms of upskilling and cross-skilling. Then we looked at some deferred pays, which were like annuity plans and ESOPs and joining and retention bonuses, essentially to attract and retain people. Like, for example, a signing bonus. You actually do that because you want to attract good talent. Then we looked at various non-monetary in terms of long-term retirals, protection from paid work, over and above what is really required as a statutory law. Then we looked at the equity principle, which is very, very important in terms of output-input ratio. How employees compare themselves, whether it is internally with or externally, or with 2 individuals who are doing similar work. So we talked about essentially the internal equity, external equity, and individual equity. When we talked about individual equity, essentially we said it is a way of employees comparing how am I being paid in relation to the other jobs within the organization. Is there a consistency? So when we started talking about internal equity, we said, hey, do we have to how do organizations differentiate salaries? Should we pay salaries equally? Or why do organizations pay different salaries to different jobs or different roles? So we started looking at why do they pay them? So that's where then we said we have to establish what the worth of the job or the value of the job. So how do organizations then establish the worth of the job or the value of the job. So through a process called job evaluation. So therefore, what is job evaluation? Job evaluation is the a systematic process of what determining the or identifying the worth or the value of the job. Now we looked at two methods. We looked at two methods in our last session. One was the ranking method. The other was the grading method. Purely they are whole jobs. Then they are qualitative methods. Okay. So we looked at the paired ranking where you looked at whole job, the compensation committee who does the job evaluation, how they evaluate each and every job with the rest of the jobs and then do the ranking. Now, based on the ranking, then the highest will have the higher job worth and the lowest will have the lower job worth. And then you can build salaries. Then we looked at, you did an exercise, we looked at job grading. In job grading, then we started identifying compensable factors. Factors for which you differentiate salaries, factors for which you pay salary. Okay. Then we looked at how we determined grades, and then we also then wrote descriptors for those grades for all the compensable factors, and then classified or mapped jobs into those grades. Before I start reviewing, any questions thus far? Just show me a thumbs up that you have understood, please. Great. Okay. Can you see this assignment? Yeah, everybody? I want you to look at this cartograph. In fact, all of you, when you do, looking at your chart itself can actually clearly give you a good insight or a good understanding of the work you have done. Okay. Good work. Listed out some jobs. That what was the assignment? That please do job grading, taking into consideration 10 positions, right? That was the assignment. So if you notice, can all of you see this? So my cursor, you can see my cursor? Yeah. Yes. So this x-axis is what is your grades. 2, 4, 6, 8, right? And this is the market data. Okay? Got it?
Well, you might have to zoom out a little.
Yeah.
Zoom out.
Okay, I will do that. Wait 1 second. Are you able to see? Or let me just go to that.
The x-axis is hidden for me. I don't know if it is the same.
Now
we can. Yeah.
This is your x-axis. Okay, this assignment we are just quickly taking a minute to, and this is your market data. Clear? Okay. Now these are your grades. Now, what was the assignment? You have classified or mapped your positions or your roles, those 10 positions into these grades. So if I want to see, there are 2 grades between 1 and 2, and then 2 grades again, and then so there are jobs in grade 1, grade 2, I can see grade 4, grade 5, grade 6, grade 8, because these blue dots represent your job positions. Now look at their placement, corresponding salary. Can you look at the corresponding salary? Now, the best way to look at is just for reviewing, glaring. There is this job here, which could be in grade 3. Let me just go to see grade. Yeah, there is a chief manager. There is this job here, which is in grade 3. Okay, grade 3. But look at its salary, corresponding salary for this job. It's very, very high. Okay. At the same time, please take cognizant of the fact that there is another job here, which is in grade 8. This is grade 8. There is another job here. Have you seen another job? Okay. Now you have mapped it in a higher grade. Okay. But its salary is absolutely low. Isn't it? The market is saying the salary is very low, but you have mapped it in a very high grade. When you have this kind of a data, you need to look at, go to the drawing board and see, hey, is the job matching? Is it matching? Right? Whatever you have actually looked at market data. And if not, even if I were to pay for something like a hot skill, but yet there's a huge divide. Very, very glaring. Got it? One more thing. Now, a lot of jobs you have mapped them or classified them into higher grades, but salary wise they're again somewhere here cluttering. So if you look at this entire job positions which are spread out, corresponding the salaries, the data doesn't look in alignment. So for this, what I would definitely say, you need to go back again, check your job descriptions, and then look at the market data. So both in terms of market data and also in terms of your own classification, maybe it needs a review. Is it very clear, guys? Looking at this? Huh? Bala?
I have one observation. I think the data is not in an order, neither ascending or descending. But otherwise, the concept is something that we understood. I see that's why there's so many lower salaries.
I think the graph also came out wrong, I think, because there are no grades in 8.
Yeah.
7 or 8.
Very important here is that it's very important when you have your data like this, it also showcases, hey, have I mapped them properly, first of all? Okay. Have I matched these jobs? See, considering the fact that you may have not even looked at the job descriptions of your market data. This is only to learn the concept. But it's important also when your chart will throw up like this, then it also helps you to understand. Okay. So it also helps you to understand that then I cannot really look at this. I have to go back to the drawing board, either to look at my market data or also to look at my job descriptions and see, can I again map them? What are those key things I've taken to map them into a higher grade? What are those compensable factors? What are the descriptors I've written corresponding to those compensable factors vis-a-vis the grades? Got it? Okay.
This is essentially serial number 8 than grade 8 in the chart, if you mathematically see that.
Okay. Now let's go to this. Beautiful. Look at your data. I mean, almost. Okay. There could be some kind of outliers here. This to recheck again. But otherwise, if you notice, are you seeing that your data is so aligned? All your positions, job positions, which represent those blue dots, corresponding with the salary line here. How with the increase of the grades, how your data is also showing vis-a-vis your salary data, right? Okay, this is a good job, I think. This is the next one. I found all. This is again excellent. Oh, sorry. This is again another excellent work done. Have you noticed now? Excellent work done. Then again, this also. Because there will be market anomalies, because your positions will be a little different, not necessary that they have to all fall into that pay line. But if you notice, by and large, okay, not much of a the process here, if you look at the alignment of these job positions corresponding to their salaries, they're really going up. So it was only in the first assignment, but that is good. At least, you are able to find out which was the right way and which was not the inappropriate way. Okay. I think good work, guys. Huh? Very good work. All right. I hope you have your job positions there on the with you all, soft copies. Okay. Because today's method is going to be now. First of all, has anybody heard of point plan? Has anybody heard of point plan? Okay.
No.
All right. Okay. To give you just a quick, this is how, can you see, when I say point plan, because you haven't heard of a point plan, when you do a point plan method through job evaluation, it will look like this, saying that Vice President Sales and Marketing, can you see a number called 460 points? Huh?
Right.
Okay. And then when I say management trainee, can you see 125 here? So therefore, when I put a number to a particular job, points, that these are the total points, quantified number, the entire process becomes very objective, because it's very easy to say that the job with the higher number of points is the higher value and job with the lower number of points will be the lower value. So therefore, when I'm paying salary, when I'm designing a salary structure, obviously the the job with the highest points will be in a higher band, and the job with the lower points will be in a lower band. Are you looking at it? So it's very easy. For example, Vice President Sales and Marketing 460, General Manager Zone 405, 365, 310. Now, if you notice that these are all those jobs which are pertaining to the sales and marketing function. Okay. Now, interesting thing, if you look at these numbers, with the point method, I can also make out the distance between 460 and 405. What is the distance?
55 points.
Absolutely. What is the distance? Distance is nothing but what is the difference between this job and this job. So for example, if I say 460 and this is 440, what will come to your mind? So these are all the what is it? Total point value for all the jobs. So Vice President Sales and Marketing is 460 and General Manager zone is 440. What will come to your mind?
So difference is very low and they are in similar range.
The difference is only 10, 20. Okay. And that also, then you can draw inference saying that, hey, there is not much of a difference between the Vice President Sales and Marketing and the work he is doing, General Manager Zone, not much. So therefore, if a Vice President is getting a very high salary and as opposed to General Manager, do you think then I can establish that there is no fairness? Got it?
Right.
Very clear. Okay. So that's how point method helps you, saying that, is there a lot of overlap? For example, simple. If instead of Vice President Sales and Marketing, think this is Head HR, Vice President HR and 460. And then you have this General Manager HR with 440. That means your General Manager HR is almost doing a lot of work equivalent to Vice President HR. So I might as well give him a little more and knock off this position. Can I do that? That's how people do the restructuring when you do that. Okay, you want to reduce. When you are doing a restructuring, then what you see, is there a huge overlap? And so can I actually then get rid? When the axe falls, when there is economic recession, on which jobs will it fall typically? Huh? On which jobs will it fall?
The higher salaries.
Higher side.
No
Higher.
point taking out 10 HR executives whose salary is 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs. I might as well automate them. But if I want to free up some budget, let me see if I can merge certain roles and say, hey, can I actually knock off one big head, no? Which is drawing huge cost, huge salary. That's how we add value to the organization, okay? Because it also helps the role which is lower in terms of upskilling and motivating Okay. Okay. Now let us understand how the hell are we going to do these things. Very interesting. Okay. You would be wondering how to arrive at this number. Now. So again, as I said, the process starts with compensable factors. Okay. The process starts with compensable factors. Now, for your information, we talked about your compensable factors could be any compensable factors, which actually vary from job to job, and also you pay for them. Now, universally, typically, if we were to actually look at the compensable factors, the generic compensable factors are typically skills, okay, where you can talk about education, experience, job knowledge, etc. Then you can talk about responsibility. Every job will have financial responsibility or supervision or the freedom to act or the decision making, because decision making also has a huge impact, or customer interactions, impact on the organization. So these are the list. Again, effort could be in the nature of your mental effort, it could be in the nature of your physical effort, problem solving, etc. Then working conditions also, you could have occupational hazards, etc. So there are various things, like for example, a person who works in a manufacturing organization like Tata Steel, there are a lot of working conditions. So all these being considered, typically when I talk about, say, yeah, so it looks like this. We have to create a point plan. So what is the first step? The first step is, again here, identifying compensable factors. All right. So say, for example, here I have identified how many? 11 compensable factors. Okay. Then I have to create a point plan. Now I will say, hey, now education, experience, knowledge. Now the grading method and the point method end with the similarity of identifying compensable factors. The next thing you have to do is you are going to find out, hey, how many degrees or how many levels or how many factors will I actually create? Now you may wonder, what is this factor? What is this degree? What are they? Every job will require a certain amount of education, right? For example, if Bala Subramaniam Bala is an HR manager or HR executive, he will require certain degree of education. He could be at a first degree or a second degree, while an HR head will require maybe a higher amount of education. It could be also certification. So what is degree? It is the intensity, or it is the amount of the compensable factor which is required. So what determines the number of degrees? Please pay attention to it, saying that the complexity of the organization determines the number of degrees. For example, if my organization is a very complex organization in terms of skills, etc., I will have more degrees. But if it is a simple operation, the nature of my process, the production process operations are very simple, then I may have just few degrees or few levels or few factors. Okay, let me just go to a okay, guys, if you recall in your last assignment when you did grading, please, if you don't understand, you must ask me, stop me, because it's very important. There's a chat. Let me see what. Okay. So the first step is identifying the compensable factors. Okay. So you did this, but in grading, you determine grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. But when we do a point plan, what do we do?
Give weightage to each compensable factor.
No, before you give weightage, first of all, I have to decide on saying that how many degrees will I have? Okay. I can have 3 degrees, I can have 4 degrees, I can have, but typically in a point plan, you should not have more than 6 to 8 degrees. Now, so can you see the degrees I have given here, right? So rather than grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, we are going to have degrees, which are typically called degrees of differentiation. Okay. Now, what are these degrees of differentiation? To give you a little more insight, for example, if knowledge is your compensable factor, okay. Now, based on the requirement of my operation and production of processes, etc., I said I will have 5 degrees or 5 levels of intensity. So anybody who would like to read this first degree? Anybody? Volunteer to read this first degree? Sayandeep, you want to read the first degree? Can you read it? First degree? I put it up here.
Yeah, use of reading and writing, adding and subtracting of whole numbers, following of instructions, use of fixed gauges, yeah, direct reading of instruments and similar devices where interpretation is not required.
Now, this is the first level, but look at the fifth level, fifth degree.
Use of higher mathematics involved in the application of engineering principles together with the comprehensive.
Together with comprehensive knowledge of theories and practices of various engineering. So have you noticed that there is a huge difference in the descriptor of first degree and in the descriptor of fifth degree? Is it there? Yes or no? Yeah. Intensity, complexity is different. So therefore, what are degrees? Now you have understood. Degrees are in terms of what is that required by the jobs and is it very, very complex? So I need to actually then write my degrees, define or determine my degrees of differentiation by that number. It could be 4, it could be 5, it could be 8. Now, when you do an exercise, I want you to limit yourself only to 4 degrees. Now, step 3. Step 1 was identifying compensable factors. Step 2 was determining the number of degrees you want. Forget about what you learned in job grading. Step 3 is now assigning a weightage to these compensable factors, which you have not done in a grading method. Weightage, because not all the compensable factors are of the same importance or of the same priority. Got it? So what am I doing? Step 3, assigning weightages. So when I say weightage, so obviously I'm sure all of you know it should be equal to 100. Now, if you notice, I've assigned a weightage of 20 here for education, work X 20, and the span of control 20, and creativity 35, which is equal to 100. Step 3. Step 4. What will you do? Now, populate the plan. Now, since we are doing linear regression, so in a linear regression, simply 20 multiplied by degree 1. So just multiply 20 with all the degrees. Since I have, okay, 5 degrees here, so I can have 20, 40, 60, 80. That's how I've got my points for the different degrees. Now again multiply this 20 by all the degrees. Okay. Now 25, so 25, 50, 75, 100. Now creativity 35, so degree 1 35, 70, 105 and 140. Very clear? Now, when you actually add up at degree 1, you should have 100. At a degree 2, you should have 200. At a degree 3, you should have 300. At a degree 4, you should have 400. Now, since these are not grades, okay, I want you all to show that these are only degrees of differentiation. Got it? Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Very clear? Next, I want you all to then list out, because you will be doing an exercise just like the last time. Put all your positions here. List out all the positions. So you have about how many positions? I think they are about just 10, I guess. No? 10 is good enough. You can just do 10 positions because it will give you a good handful data. 10 positions. Now, just like the way I showed you this, yeah. So what you need to do for all your 10 positions, you don't have to do this table, but it will be good when you are actually doing in a group, saying if those are 4 are the compensable factors, what is the point I have assigned with respect to that particular compensable factor based on the job description? What is the requirement? So you are doing a job evaluation. I'll just go to that again, Excel sheet. Okay. So what are you going to do now for every position? Like Pratusha was mentioning, you are going to do job evaluation. What is that? When I say job evaluation, take the job description, and unlike job grading, you don't have to go vertically, but you can pick and then apportion what is that the job requires with respect to the education. For example, I'll show you. There is a position for a particular organization. I have looked at the job description for the same organization, all this position, HR team lead. Okay. As per the job description, I saw that this team lead needs post-graduation. So how many points will I assign? Quick, I want little participation. Anybody open up and tell me how many points will I assign under the compensable factor education? Quick. Shauli?
20 into
Huh?
20.
Pardon?
20 into 4. 80.
So it needs post-graduation. So what will I say? 80 points.
80 points.
Under, because it is at degree 4. Okay. Now I will say for example, I will talk about what is it? Work experience. So what will I do? I will apportion. Can you see this very clearly?
Yes.
I will apportion the amount of work experience I need. So what will I apportion? If it is 2 to 5 years, what will I apportion?
40.
20 to 2, 40.
Pardon? 2 to 5 years, so I will apportion
40.
40 points. For example, span of control is the individual contributor. So what will I apportion?
25.
25 points. Say for example, creativity is say probably low to medium. So what will I assign?
70.
70 points.
Oh.
So the total points, because this data is for another exercise I have done. So the total points will be what? So the total points will be, at education I said I want 80, right? Because
80.
I want PG. Then for work X I said 40. Then for span of control it is 25. And then for creativity I said low medium. I may have 75 or 35 depending on the job description. So guys, do you know how to actually now look at your job description, step 1. Then evaluate in terms of the 4 compensable factors. Okay. And then what do you need to do? Then evaluate and apportion which degree is more applicable, and then apportion that point to that compensable factor. Any questions, guys? So likewise, you have to do for your positions, okay? For your 10 positions, first of all, step 1, you have to create this, which you can use from your earlier one. Step 2, you have to put only 4 degrees. Step 3, then you have to create this weightage. Step then 4, evaluate and then calculate the total point value for the list of positions. Got it? Then after you do that, please then do this point values, and also you have market salary. So you can use the same market salary so that we don't repeat the exercise. All right, guys. So can we
Weightage will be different for different jobs.
Pardon?
Weightage will be different for different jobs.
That is the best part here. The point plan helps you to apportion different weightages depending on the requirement of the job. Unlike the job grading where you had to choose all of them in one grade or two, say grade 2 or grade 3 or grade 4. Here you can actually apportion, circle, saying that, hey, I need an engineer, so 40 points. Then I need work X 0 to 2, so 20 points. Well, he is an individual contributor, so 25. But then he needs at a higher level creativity, so 70. So I'm saying crisscross here, here, here. Got it? So guys,
scroll down a little once.
Yeah. So don't look at this. I'm going to help you all because you will get confused. So I don't want to see you more. You have to create this, list out all the positions, and then start putting total, evaluate the jobs and then do the total evaluation points for every job. And I will be there to help you like last time so that you are hands-on, because this is something which you have to start working and only then it comes. Okay, guys? Yeah. So now you will get into your group. We'll have only one group Excel sheet. All right. So I will be there in that room to help you. So let's start working on that.
Nirmala, just a quick check for the weightage number. Do we have a hard and fast rule that this should be the number for the weightage, or it's up to us on how we would like to give the weightage?
No, the criteria or the basis of the weightage is typically, hey, what is the priority for the organization? But definitely no weightage should be more than 50. That means then you are skewing it, right? So you have to spread that weightage. At least it should not be more than 50. It can be in the range of 30, 35. But do not give very high weightage to just one compensable factor. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So, Vilma, can we just get into the room?
Yes, I'm opening it now.
Yeah. The time will be 1 hour. Okay. I would also request all of you to, okay, when I'm there in the room, I will explain to you all. Yeah, everybody to join the room. Sharing. Can you start sharing, Bala? I think last time you were the one who started working on it. Yeah, it will be great because, or anybody, Pratisha. Or,
I'm willing, but I want to also see if anybody else is willing.
Shauli, you want to?
Yes, okay.
The step 1, that means you have to open up your Excel sheet and look at your 4 compensable factors. Okay.
Should we start from the scratch?
No. Do the last time. That will be more, convenient. Just cut paste your assignment because we don't have so much of time. Okay, yeah, make it a little bigger so that I can explain to you and as we go along. Okay. So we are doing point plan. Make it a little bigger if you are, these tables can become a little broader so that, can you widen the,
This way or?
and also the width of your, depth of your, yeah, that will be great. Good. Okay. So what are your compensable factors?
These.
Qualification, experience, management control, and management skills. Okay, fine. Or management skills.
Should I write creativity here then?
No. Why? Stay on with that. It could be leadership and supervisory, whatever. Management skills is almost like supervisory leadership. You can write leadership, leadership and supervisory.
The span of control means number of subordinates, right?
Exactly. Leadership and supervisory. Got it? Now, number of years of experience to be shortened, just put a years of experience. That is good enough, right? Okay. Now, make a column between A and B for you to do the weightage also. You can reduce that width of that column. Little more so that you won't. That's good enough. That's good enough. Just keep that. Now, delete your grades. Okay, delete W1, W2, W3, everything. Step 1, you can, if you want, you can write there. Step 1, compensable factors. For you to help, anywhere you can write. That is your step 1. Just write step 1. Okay. Now, step 2, degrees of differentiation. So delete grades and write. You will have 4 degrees. So write 1, 2, 3, 4. Degree 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what are degrees? Degrees means the level of intensity for every job required in the organization. For that compensable factor. Okay. Now, you can actually reduce the width of your 4th degree because then everything can be covered in one. Can you reduce the width of your 4? One also you can reduce a little. Yeah, that's good enough. 4. Okay. 4 can be reduced a little. Got it. Okay. Now you have your degrees 1, 2, 3, 4. Now weightage. What will you do weightage? You give the weightages. The group, it's not my project. You do the project. I will get out of it. It looks like I'm doing the work now.
You be here.
I'm here around. Don't worry. Weightage. Quick.
Okay. Qualification. Say.
No. Okay.
Qualification weighted.
So depending on the organizations, typically you can have qualification as 20, experience as 20, span of control, it is a little, so you can have 15. So 20, 20, 15. So the balance goes to that. Quick.
Say 20.
20.
Years of experience.
Okay, 20.
Also 20, I think.
Okay.
Span
15.
of control is 15.
And so 20, 20, 40 and 55. So what is left?
It's too
45.
much.
45
too
is
much.
big,
45 is too much.
Yeah. So put it.
So maybe
put,
qualification.
as 25.
Can we put 30?
No. Put qualification
25.
as 25 there. Okay. And then span of control, if you want, you can put it as 20. Okay. 20, 20, 40, 50, 65, 35. How much
35.
is it? 35.
35.
Done. Got it? Okay. Now next, what will you do? You have diploma, graduate, masters. Okay. 1 to 3, 48, 8 to 12. Non-supervisory can have 1 to majority, entirety. Not required, moderate, high. Okay. You can say here, Low, not required, low. Okay, now you have to populate the point plan. I taught you how to do it now. Quick, multiply 25 into, so put your points also there.
So here I'll insert a column, row.
Don't have to insert a column. You can
Row.
do 25 into 1, no? So in that diploma, give a little more space so that your points are there only. 25 bigger, so that, or bold, 25, 50. Now carry on, please.
$75. 100.
20, right?
20. Yeah. 40. 60. 80. 40. 60. 80. 35. Today we don't have Usha, is it?
No.
105 for
105, I think. 120.
140.
140.
140. Yeah, sorry. Let me check. Now you should also see, do it in a different color. Like your 25, 20, 20 and 35. Obviously they are 100. Put down there 100. End of it. Leader after leadership supervision, the same column, degree 1. I would no, not there. Vertically under degree 1. Put there where your cursor is. No, you brought it. So
In the degree, in this column itself.
No. Come down. Here, 100. No. Now check your other one. It should be 200. Is it 200?
Plus 40, 90. Yes, 200, yes.
Then this should be 300. Is it 300?
80.
40.
Yes, it's coming to 100, 200, 300 and 400.
300.
And this is 400. Okay, got it? So your highest job will be 400, whatever you value. Now, please put all your jobs, 10 jobs quickly. You have it, last assignment. Are these the positions of your last, not assignment, I mean, the work you all did?
Yes.
Okay.
No, the last work that we did in class.
Session 2,
That to Bala has.
Bala, put those positions.
Okay, I'll tell you.
You can take on from here. Why do the repeating job? You don't have it readily available?
Let's see if it is there in the chat still. If not, I can just
Okay.
Not in the charts, Bala.
Not in the chat. Yeah, it's a new session. Okay.
Tell the job, she can type it.
Right. I'll tell you. You can type it. I have all the jobs. Grade wise, should I tell? So it'll be
No. Just a list of jobs.
Okay. Project management, project engineer, project lead.
Project engineer.
Yeah, project engineer, project lead. Senior delivery leader, project manager.
Delivery leader.
Yeah. And project manager. I think project manager can be above senior delivery. If we are looking at the.
No, don't look at any.
Yeah,
You don't have to look
any
at that.
hierarchy.
Right now, just list them.
Okay, finance manager CA. General manager. General manager F&A hyphen F&A.
FNA.
Yeah. And director of finance, chief finance officer.
Manager.
Chief finance manager. You can just do CFO.
That's all.
Yeah. Sorry, chief finance officer. So you can just put it CFO. That should be fine. Factory HR executive. Manager plant HR and IR. DGM GM plant HR. That's it for HR. And manager IT infrastructure, senior manager IT infrastructure.
Here we had a lot of positions. We will do all or
No,
10?
no. 10 positions are good enough.
Let's do 10.
Okay, we have 10 already.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have 11. So we can.
11.
You can knock off one, no problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Now what you do, now you have to calculate your point value. So look at project manager. Typically, you have also gone through the job description, right? Okay. Project engineer. So assign your points for qualification.
First,
somebody can take a sheet of paper and write. So project engineer, where will you have 1, 2, 3 education?
1 was it? Did we?
It's okay. We can take it in a project engineer would typically be a graduate master's 50 points. Okay. Project engineer with an experience of 4 to 8, we will say 50 plus 40. What you do? Yeah. So here,
Points.
Go down. Yeah. So just write there 50 project engineer. Now start writing all the points for those 4 compensable factors. It will become easier. Take another column. So against the project engineer,
After this project engineer.
Go to the next column.
So
Here.
just in
Go up.
No.
There.
There.
Right. Yeah. Now write 50 plus whatever you have assigned plus whatever you have assigned. So you should have 4 compensable factors and then total it up. Okay. 50 plus what would you say years of experience? 40?
Yeah.
40. Then span of control typically it would be
again 40.
40. Then
But project engineer will be in grade 2.
No grade. These are degrees of differentiation. So we are looking at degree of differentiation based out of the job description. Typically, a project engineer can have a degree of say span of control either in 2,
1 or 2 subordinates.
1 or 2. So I'm actually giving him say 40. Okay, 40 plus leadership and supervisory project engineer. Moderate.
35, I guess.
Okay, 35. So now you know how to
35,
do. Yeah. So please do the next one now.
The project lead.
Can we just use 4 columns to put in all these 4 so you can?
Yes. I'm just saying about that. So you can just put this number in every column and you can add up.
Right.
Or you can
that will make it easy.
Equal to 50 plus. No,
Bala, you want to take over
you can
so
just
that it is
put
faster?
the equal sign before the 50.
This way.
Yeah, I'm just requesting the screen. Right?
Correct. This way, yeah. If you just put it that way, it's better. We can just sum up in the last column.
So do you want me in the room or should I leave? Okay, I'll be watching now. I'm not going to.
Yeah, you can. You can give my control.
50, 40, and what did
I
we give
gave
for
you.
third?
35, 40, 40 and 35.
35.
Yeah.
Since you have done this, you can also put those compensable factors titles there, right? It will become easier for you all to understand.
Project lead would be
Names also there.
Yeah.
project lead
On the
would be
top, you can
75.
25.
No, project lead.
Sorry, 75. Correct.
Yeah, 75. Then the years of experience should be 40,
Agree.
I guess. Span of control again 40.
right.
And
Chip
leadership
is
supervisor is
Moderate,
105.
moderate.
70.
70.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job. But I would recommend, please put your title also there, guys. Above that, near jobs, above that, above 50. No, then when you go back, it will be easy for you to see what you have done. Like, the same compensable factors which you are doing it, right? Put the name of the compensable factor also there so that you are very clear.
Yeah, just the
On the
add headers.
There, sure.
qualification.
Yeah.
Qualification.
Qualification.
This is first one is qualification, just above 50.
Right.
Right.
Good.
Right.
Senior delivery leader.
Senior delivery leaders would be
It can be masters.
Masters 75.
25.
75. Okay.
Yes.
Then
Years of experience.
8 to 12. It could be actually
years.
60, not 40.
40.
Yes, 60. Right.
And then span of control should be
No, that will be 60.
it's 40.
Yeah, 60. It should be 60. The
This
below
will
one
be
also.
60. Yeah.
Below one also.
Where it is-
Majority of the team strength.
Okay. Then it should be 40 again.
Span of control.
40.
Span of control.
Span of control should be 60 for this person.
Yeah.
60.
Here
Okay.
also it is 60.
There is no 60.
You have
Yeah,
to
it
write
should
it
have
60.
It
been-
has to be 60.
60.
Right.
Yeah.
It has to be 60.
Okay.
Or it should be 80 also if you look at entire team will be under senior delivery leader. You want to look at that logic. Project
Okay.
manager can be 60.
So this should be 80 or 60.
Yeah.
80.
This
This
can
should
be
be
80.
80.
Senior delivery leader is like the department head.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's 105. Leadership and supervisory.
Correct.
Right.
Project manager, now we can fill.
Project manager. It should be again 50. No, 75.
No, masters 75. Yeah.
75.
75.
Years
Years
of
of
experience could be 40. No, it
60.
should also
No,
be
it should be 60 Bala. 8 to 12.
60. Span of control, it again 60.
Right.
And say again 105.
correct.
Finance manager, it would be the same. Or anybody wants to add any?
Can I just speak up?
Yes.
Yeah. Guys, you should also note that here you are only just focusing on the concept and the technology. So therefore, you are not probing further with the job description, every aspect of it, and you're just assuming. But in reality, on the ground, you really go through the job descriptions and then look at every descriptor and every compensable factor, and then you are assigning points. Is that clear? Because we are here just, okay, assuming things. So there's a lot of rigor and discipline in the way we allocate these points, though here we are just assigning them. So because every point is money, I just want to emphasize that aspect. All right, okay, carry on.
Will we add something?
General manager. No, this is
finance
okay.
manager. It's okay, right? Okay, so general manager, it should be 75 or 100.
100 maybe.
100. It should be 80.
Experience will be 80.
The span of control again 80.
Either 60 or 80.
It should be higher, right?
Yeah, general manager should be having higher than finance manager.
Yes. So again, it is 140.
So typically what happens when we are doing job evaluation, we don't take titles into consideration. Why? Because titles may be very big, but in essence, maybe the job description, is not up to the title. For example, there are two project managers. One guy, looks after 10 projects and the other is only looking at one project. So there is definitely a huge difference in terms of the level of responsibility, the scale and the size and the scope. So what I'm trying to say is, on the ground, when we do job evaluation, whether it's a job grading or a point plan, so we will give a lot of emphasis to job description. We would not just go by the title of any job. Okay, this is just an additional input. Yeah, because I heard somebody say, hey, general manager, no, so I'm just trying to kind of validate. No, just thought I'll give you.
No, we'll do details while we'll be doing in the
no problem.
terms.
Yeah,
so,
but at the same time, I wanted to feed this data as well.
Yes.
PFO also 100.
It should be on a higher
All
terms.
maximum 100,
Yes.
80, 80, 100. 140.
This should be 25 and it is 20 or 40.
20 non-supervising.
No, it's 40.
20.
So educational qualification should be 40.
Educational.
Sorry. This is for years of experience is 20 and it should be 50, right? The qualification.
Yeah.
It should be.
Yes, because we need the masters for the MBAs for the factory.
Yeah.
Okay. The span of control would be
20.
much less. Yes.
Usually
20.
no supervisor, yeah.
And 35.
Low. 35.
No, 35.
Manager plan
June
check.
will be 75.
Should be 60.
60.
60.
Span of control would be 60.
60, yeah.
Leadership supervisory is 105.
105. Yeah.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Maybe you can just rank them as per the total.
Okay.
You have to select entire data before sorting.
You
And that
have to do the
entire
smallest
table has to
largest.
be. Yeah, we can put it smallest to largest, but you have to select the entire.
but otherwise, yeah.
But I should. It should
This
work.
will.
Yeah.
This will.
You can select it from the jobs. Select it A13.
But
I think it's already done.
it is done.
Yeah,
No,
it's
I know.
done.
Okay, it is done.
Yes. Either way, it will work. You can just select the whole table, or you can just select the one column. It will work related to that column only.
Anything else we had to do?
We are done with the total.
Done?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Can I see your total points where? This one.
Yes.
So
This is
what
the
I
total
would
point.
now ask you to do is merge all this and just have positions, then the total point value. Okay.
Merge this total and this.
No, I want now, like I showed,
Only the first and the last column.
I want your jobs and then
Jobs
your
and the
total
score.
point values. That's it.
So here I will merge.
See if you can merge there. Will you be able to? Or otherwise you can do scroll down and just copy again. Scroll down and
Yes,
just have your
but it is
positions
not working.
and the total point value for every position.
Just the first and last column you want
Got
to
it?
copy, right?
Just scroll down, just the first, that is A, and then F.
Yeah, the
My
jobs
internet
column,
is creating
jobs
issues,
column
so
and total
somebody
column.
can just control.
So
It
what
is-
you
Yeah,
want
okay,
is
okay,
just
okay.
positions and total point value.
Paste of value. No. Just copy and just paste over there. In paste you can just do.
You can add like job points or total points. Yeah. Okay. Good. Now let me have a look. How many positions are there? 10 positions. Can you scroll down so that I can see all the 10 positions? Give a little, give a little space. Good job, Dan. Good job. Okay, guys. Okay. Good job. Very good. Now, so what have you done? If you have actually now evaluated the jobs and through point plan method, and then arrived at a hierarchy. So according to you, jobs with the highest, like 400, 400, 400, they are the jobs which are of higher worth and value. And job, so which is your lowest or the least job?
Factory HR executive.
Factory HR executive, which has 125 points only, and the others have 400. Okay. Now, if you recall in my first session, what did I mention? That when we are now, we need to fix salaries. So our job is only 50% done. So what do I need to do now? Get the market data. You agree? Because with
Yes.
what will I benchmark? So now you put market data per month and just put the salaries per month. If you recall last times, you can put the same, similar, okay? Then I can just look at it. Bala, I think he remembers everything.
Okay. I do.
Did you
have it
understand the
where
step? What are we doing now?
Yes.
We are benchmarking with the market data after having done quantitatively, having arrived at the job hierarchy, which are job points. Now you have job points. Okay. And say in organization that you will go back, check everything, you'll do iteration. Now, next step is getting the market data. Okay. So please get market data quickly per month.
Sure. So it is 37,500 for HR executive. Project engineer also it's the same. Project lead.
Remove those zeros, yeah. It will be more convenient.
Yeah, I'm beginning.
And preferably keep just zero because you are learning the exercise. So, yeah.
Project lead, it's 125,000, 1,25,000. Next is what? Project manager, right?
One
Project
more zero.
manager, 2,50,000. Yeah, one more zero. 2,50,000 for project manager.
Then
Finance manager, it is 1 lakh.
No,
1
no,
lakh.
no, no. Project manager is 300 points, finance manager is 300 points. So now why are you saying finance manager 1 lakh? Just think about it. I'll tell you why. Because based on the compensable factors, if a position has been evaluated at 300 points, typically the salary, say for example, I will say, hey, but the finance manager, I want to pay less. When you want to pay less, when you don't want to have a finance manager, maybe at a level low, or maybe you don't want those compensable factors at that high level of intensity. Are you getting me? But when you have evaluated, that means the worth of the job has become 200 or the worth of the job has become 300. So I'm just trying to tell you again. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you can enter 1 lakh.
Say the
1
finance
lakh.
manager, you can put about 225 just because, all right, in the market, for some reason. Okay.
Yeah, 225, you can go for 2 lakh or 225 something.
If
For
it is
Finance
correct, right?
manager, not
Yeah,
this one. Finance
not this
manager.
one.
2,25,000.
Yeah. And 2,50,000 for manager, plant HR and IR. That's what we have already.
So mind you, these are all market data. You are collecting data from the market.
3,75,000 is what we have for senior delivery lead. Maybe we can here make it 3,50,000.
Exactly.
Once it's coming to
Make it
350.
350.
350. Okay.
Okay. General manager finance. Okay. General manager finance.
5 lakhs.
We can put it 5 because we have it at 1.6.
Say 4.5.
4.5 we can.
So now all the 400, you can have them around that time. Now I'll explain to you why.
0.75 and 5.
Yeah,
4.75 and 5.
And this is 5.
Fine.
Sorry.
Okay. Guys, you have done this market data. Now, typically what happens in market, what happens is that you will look at the job description and see that, say for example, your CFO is 5 lakhs. Okay. So that means you have evaluated at 400 points. Okay. But you have also evaluated your director finance also 400. Okay. Points. So, which also showcases that all these 3 positions are almost critical and important for you. If you recall, in my first session, I told you that when you are first or the second session, so I gave an example, depending on what is very, very important, you will give them more salary. Okay. So say, for example, this is the market data. Now we are going to use a very, very simple technique called regression. All right. To calculate now where you have highlighted, put there pay line salary. Put there pay line salary. Next to market salary in the column D.
Okay.
No, D.
D. Okay. Sorry.
Put there pay line salary. No, pay line.
Pay line. Sorry.
Pay line salary.
Pay line, right?
Yeah, pay line salary. Means what is the salary you are going to pay? What is the salary you're going to pay? Why did I say pay line salary? Because you are actually going to, first of all, make a pay line. Okay, I'll explain to you these terms, very important as a competent person to understand. Now, you have job points, you have market salary. So you are going to do regression. Okay, in regression, you are going to calculate 2 values because the slope. So now go down and just put slope. You're going to calculate, or you can do it next to pay line, go to the other column, other row. Yeah, put there. So you're going to calculate slope value. Just put there slope, SLOP. Okay. These are the two values you're going to calculate, slope value, and then come down and put again intercept. No, you can go
INT.
not next to that. Below slope you can do SLOPE. Okay, and then below that intercept. All right, intercept. Now, when you're calculating these two values, what do you do typically? So there is a formula called to calculate pay line salary. Just hear me out. So it is slope multiplied by the job points, okay, plus intercept. Okay, what is it? What is the formula? Pay line salary is equal to slope multiplied by the point value. But one second, don't put that there. You have to calculate. Just keep it up. Now, first of all, let us calculate slope value. How will you calculate slope value? Go to fx, function x, formula, go there, fx. Please click on fx.
Fx, okay.
fx, formula x, there, in your
function bar.
Function. Yeah. Now, call for slope. Then if you click slope, right slope, no? Known wise and known excess. Your market salary is always Y. So please now do that. Calculate the slope value.
Market
known wise, yeah, and X is always your job point value. Don't start clicking from the label. Okay, just click from C27. Market salary is always Y. And
P27.
Entire array.
Okay.
You have to click from C27 to C36. Known excess.
This one?
Yeah. C27 to C36. Enter. What is your slope value?
729.1745.
It's always a positive value. Okay. You can actually round it off to 1729. Now your intercept, likewise, can you do again intercept? No. Slope value is constant.
One.
It's only one value for every position. Okay. For all the positions. So just keep that value there. Write it next to slope, that value. 1729. Please write it adjacent to the slope value, that your slope value is 1729. Now calculate intercept value.
Where? There?
Intercept value.
Go to fx.
Here or here?
No. Yeah, your intercept value. Okay. What you need to do? Can I just show you? Can you let me also do the cursor? Are you seeing my cursor? Are you seeing my cursor?
No.
No, you have to, I think, what did you do, Shayanti? To take control?
Request.
I think you have to request.
No. Yeah, you can just go to the view options and request for the control. So I'm just give up the remote control.
Now I can do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did not get any.
Okay. Now 1729. Yeah. So I can. Okay. Now you have done the slope. Now likewise, just like the way you have calculated the slope value, please calculate the intercept value. How will you calculate intercept value? Again, go to the function and then again ask for intercept. It will again ask for two known y's and known x's. Okay. Just like the way you have calculated slope value, will you calculate the intercept value?
So here.
You put that 172. Okay, TK, no problem. Intercept. Now, Just write their intercept, it will come. So again, it is asking for known vice.
That
Known
means
vice,
this.
vice, market salary, market salary. Known vice is always market salary. Okay. Known excess is your job points. Now click. Yeah. So
Negative.
you can actually round it off to 2, 3, 7, 5, 7, 2.
Right.
Okay. So what did you get, guys? You got two
Negative
values.
value.
What are you doing? Linear regression, slope value and regression value. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how will you calculate what is that you need to pay? Now come to your D27 pay line salary. Click. Now, what is the formula?
Will be slope value.
The formula is equal to, okay. Now your slope value and intercept are all constant. So put 1729, okay, multiplied by B27. B27 will give you 125. B for
Sorry.
Bombay.
Sorry.
Multiplied by B27. Click on that, you'll get B27. Okay, that is point value minus 237571.
Minus 2371.
237571. Okay. Now you can no. You've done that a little wrong. Do it again.
So this should be plus because minus is it that way?
No. 1729 multiplied by can you do your intercept
27.
once again? Can you do your intercept once again if you don't mind?
Yeah.
Your intercept value. Known vice.
Twice.
Okay, two.
Yes.
Has it given you the same value?
Yes.
Minus 237571. Okay. Now, yeah. Okay, keep that minus. Now just drag. No, drag. You will get all your salaries.
Drag where? Here. This one.
Yeah.
Only this one is coming.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Okay. Now,
I
will tell you why.
We take money from him.
Now just look at your data. Okay. Can I see your data now? Just if you clear it, I can see the numbers clearly. Okay. Why do you think it came minus? Because this is a position, either it should not be in reality on the ground. What happens in reality? Either this position should not be, because it's a position almost like a non-exempt. So it should be out of this list of positions. Okay. So what happens when you do job evaluation? When you have a minus, that means this position is supposed to be kept outside in terms of it's such a low position that either it should not be kept here, or because this minus indicates that in relation with the other jobs. So either you are paying your other jobs so high, so there is not much of parity. Now I'll just show you how interesting it will be. If you do some mechanical, this is how compensable. If you do this mechanical, if you change your salaries here a little of 400s and 320s, little, iterate these salaries, look at how the value is going to change. Do that little bit. Now bring this 5 lakhs to bring it about 4. Bring it about 4.
This one.
This one, yeah.
CFO.
Yeah, CFO. Bring it about 4 lakhs. You can bring this as 4.5 and this one as 4.25. I'm just showing how it will change. Your data will change. And this can be again 3. Okay. All right. 320 now 300. So this can be about yeah. Now just look at your data. Now just see how the slope and intercept will change. Has it changed automatically? Okay, but it
Yes.
still shows
It
that
has not changed slope. Since it
Oh,
has
no,
not
I
changed, but
think
it
the
has not
formula
your
has
intercept
gone.
value has changed. If you notice, your intercept
no,
value has already changed.
yeah, the formula has gone.
Your intercept value has already changed. If you see, it will be the same. You can check again.
Yeah, changed.
Right? So because you have already done it, so it's all linked. Now, if you reduce it a little more further, because what does it show this minus? That means the salary for factory HR executive 125. Why is it showing? Because your points, the distance between 125 and 400 or 300 is not in correspondence with the salaries which are reflected. Are you getting me now? What am I trying to say?
So if I increase the job points of factory HR executive, then
Yeah, you can
it will come in.
So when you're doing job evaluation, accordingly you will look at, because here what is happening, your 125 job points, either it is a
It is
non-exempt
too low.
job, or if you want to increase, you can increase it to 150. Look at it, how it will change. Has it increased?
Yeah,
Huh?
now it has come. Like,
So
now
what
he
is
will
it?
get salary.
What does it mean? That means it all depends on how you have evaluated and have I looked at the right market data, the job description. Have you got that, guys?
Yes.
Huh?
Right.
Now, if you want to look at this data, please go back to that original data, what you did quickly, without iteration, if you have done that market data.
Which one?
That old data where don't look at your minus pay line. We did, you put something, right? Now we have actually tweaked it, but that data where you put everything 5 lakhs and this, that. So I want to show you how the graph looks at that time. Was this what you all did earlier? Okay. Okay, let us look at this. Okay. Now what you do, highlight, select your X and Y data. Select your X and Y data. Go to insert. Okay. Now go to scatter. Take the first one. Then what you do is, okay, you can actually go to quick layout. Here it is. You can see that. I can see can you see go to design? Click on design. Can you see? Click.
This design.
There I can see next to view.
Design is clicked.
Click. Okay, click. Then you will have quick
These
layout.
are the designs.
No, yeah, but you will have something called quick layout. I can see that quick layout under the. There are chart layouts. Can you see chart layouts to the left side?
Left side chart.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you go to the last one, that must be the FX. If you go to look at all the layouts here. Click that FX.
This one.
Now. Okay. Now, if you look at so this line is called your pay line. What is this? The straight line is called your pay line. What is the R square? R square is the strength. That is, R square is the strength of predictability, which is showing 95%. It is showing. Now, have you seen these values? You don't even have to calculate them separately. Have you seen this value 179, which is a slope value? At the click of a button, you can get it. And intercept value, which is almost similar to what you have calculated. Have you got it? Right? Okay. So when you look at this, okay, now if you notice that why did it show minus? Because the difference between this job point and this one, if you can see one job point which is at 35 or little more that, and then which is at less than 5 lakhs, it's very, the difference is very huge. Okay. And therefore you could either keep that away or look again that job description and then increase the job points. So I just want to reiterate, guys, I want to tell you before we take a small break of 5 minutes.
Ma'am, your 0.95 means, does that mean 95% it is
Regression
is
That means predictability is really very good, 95%. Okay, but if it is 35, 40, etc., that means predictability is not very
something
good.
is wrong.
That means 95% of this salary thrown up is dependent on the job points. Okay, that is an indicator. Okay, guys, let me do a quick recap so that with your own data, have you all understood how to do regression? Have you all understood? Now let me ask for clarification so that you guys then, yeah, tell me. I think Sayandeep has a question.
Yeah, can you please click on that pay line formula?
Pay-line formula. Yeah.
Okay, so slope into
It is slope into job points minus intercept.
Okay.
Bala, any clarifications?
So this is basically a mathematical way of
Yeah, point plan is more of mathematics, how you compute the data and how you actually do regression. Then I will show you quickly two things now on my whiteboard.
So our job points is very important here. Like,
so job points are dependent on what? Not like the way we did here, right? Then everybody will get, it's like, okay, okay, what is that? Iramina Dika, okay, you are 400 points, you are 300 points. It doesn't happen that way. Or for example, we will give 5 lakhs to CFO. We will give 4 lakhs to CFO. Oh my God, they'll be so happy, right? It's not going to happen like that. What are you going to do? Compare job descriptions and then get the real market data. Are you with me? Okay, and this is called regression. Now, nobody is asking me, but what is the slope and what is this intercept? So when you do regression, we actually do what? Slope. There are two things, slope and intercept. Bala, are you familiar with them?
No, Nirmala, I want you to walk through on that.
Yes. So can you just, Shauli, keep this saved?
Yeah. I'll stop share.
Yeah. Okay. So if you recall what we were doing, this is that. For any job pay line, the salary you want to calculate slope multiplied by point value plus intercept. This is the what? Formula. Okay, guys? This is the formula. Got it? And you also know how to calculate your pay line salaries by using what? The market data and point values and doing a regression analysis. Okay? Now, regression analysis, what does it do? It predicts. It predicts the salary. So market salary is Y, which is also called a dependent variable, and point value is X, which is also independent variable. So regression looks at two variables which are called what? Dependent variable and independent variable. Now, let me just quickly show you something.
Show us how to get the market salary.
No. So I think all of you wanted to know what is the slope and what is this intercept. Okay. Say, for example, say this is your salary line. And this is Y. And this is your job points. This is clear? This is clear? So this will be essentially 0 to very clear? Your own data, 0 to 400 points. Okay, all jobs which are there. Now, what you actually got is when you did this pay line, what does it mean? So you got a pay line like this. Huh? A pay line is a straight line. So I'll just write this. What is this? This is your pay line. Okay. Now, what is the pay line? It establishes a relationship between what the job points okay, 1 second. Okay. Say, for example, it establishes the relationship between the job points. Say, for example, there was a job here and corresponding salary. Got it? Any job, say, for example, job points, corresponding salary. Are you with me, guys? There was a job here, no? Are you with me now? A pay line establishes relationship between what you should pay. This is job points and this is salary. If your job points, say here example, say for example, this is 300 points. Say for example, this is a job point of 300. Then this will become your salary point. That is, maybe you have to pay whatever salary you have to pay, right? Is this very clear, first of all? Is this very clear?
Right.
Yes, yes.
Pay line establishes. What did you do? You did through your scattergraph a pay line. You did your pay line. So that represents any point. I can do 1 second. So any point, so that means any point on this line, any point that represents both the number of job points for that particular job and corresponding to it is the salary. That's very clear. Now,
Yes, yes.
let me click. Okay. Now, I'm sure all of you want to know, but why did I calculate slope? What is, first I will tell you, intercept. What is intercept in regression? Okay. Again, this will be your salary. 1 second. Text. Again, this is your y-axis, which is salary. And this is your x-axis, which is your job
Points.
POINTS. Is it very clear? This one? Huh? Now,
Yes, yes.
0 points. Starting one will be 0 points, right? Now, okay, this is your pay line. Now, can you see that it cuts here? Okay, no. So can you see that? No, I actually wanted to, not that. I wanted to show you this. Can you see that there is this pay line is cutting into your Y salary? Can you see that? That is called intercept. Now, at this cutting point, what is your point value?
0.
Huh?
0.
Sandeep, you are
Minus.
absolutely right, Sandeep. Absolutely. So, at that cutting point, your point value is 0. When you do regression, it calculates that value. Are you with me? It calculates that value, and that's why it also comes as minus your intercept value more often than not. Got it? Have you understood what is intercept now? Okay, now let's go to slope. Okay, now again, this being your text, this being your y-axis, which is salary, and this being your x-axis, which is being your points. Now, what is slope? I'm drawing, okay, blue color. Okay. Sorry. Okay. This is one pay line. All right. Then let me go to another color. These are three pay lines. Okay. These are three pay lines. I'm talking about the purple pay line. Zero points starting here, 400. What is, so if I want to do, so what is the slope? For every increase of point of x, which is a point, how much is y increasing, salary increasing? For every point of increase, one increase of one job point, how much is the salary increasing by y? That is called your slope. Are you with me, guys? So if your slope is like this, slanting, slope value will be less. But if you see this blue line here, will the slope value for this will be higher? And if there's one more, if I say like, you know, if your pay line is like this, your slope value is almost like very, very less. Are you with me now? For every increase of 1 point in the job, how much does your salary increase? That is called the slope value. Are you very clear now? Yes, please give me a thumbs up. And that is what you calculate through regression. That is what you are calculating through regression. The statistical tool, what you use, the slope and the intercept. Okay. When you calculate slope and intercept, it does not mean that you're calculating for every position. You are calculating it for the entire array of positions, which is constant. That's why I said that's hardwired. And then you multiply it with every job to get what is the salary you want to pay. Very clear, guys? Huh? I think that with that we can take a quick, small. You will not find in any book. So that's why I wanted to show you very, very clearly what it is mean by slope and intercept and what is it. Because this is very, very core to the compensation and benefits. Okay. And what you have really managed to get is something very critical today, a great value add. Any clarifications before we break for a small break of 5 minutes or maybe 6 to 7 minutes? Any clarifications? None?
No, I have some question regarding the graph. So
please tell me, Sandeep. You want me to go back to the graph?
Yeah, so graph value where I need to just select the data that I need to check.
Let me stop sharing. Yeah, tell me.
But the scattered graph, where we have derived that graph.
So think about it like this is just some data, okay? So when I want to do a scatter graph, what will I do? I'll just highlight this, this and this.
Market salary and point.
Okay. Are you showing, can you see me what I'm doing?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now what will I do? I will go to, and then I will go to chart. Then I'll go to scatter. Are you able to see? This blue color is what the job points. Now, how will I get a pay line?
Yes.
There are many ways to get a pay line. One is, click on this. Can you see? I've gone to quick layout. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So at one go, 413.57 is my slope value. This is my intercept value. Can you see this?
Yes,
and then
yes.
R square is 99%. Oh my God. The manipulation is to that extent that it is almost like, you know, the data is like, you know, too good, too perfect. On the ground, it can't be so much because there are so many other variables also coming. At best, it can be 95, 98. But yeah, sometimes it can be 99%. Are you with me?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
And why are we doing slope into intercept? Like slope is the change.
I showed
Change
you.
in the.
I showed you on a whiteboard what is slope, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
The change in the salary with the change in the job points.
That every point, what is the increase of salary? That is the
Salary.
slope. I also showed you intercept where I said
where
that when the pay line cuts into the Y,
cuts
then
into the Y.
the job position where it is 0, that is the value of that. Cuts into it. Intercept. Got it?
Right.
I have a question.
Huh.
What is, in your experience in consulting and all and the industry data, what is the acceptable regression? When can we call it not acceptable and need to be looked at?
Simple. The fundamental principle behind it is your R square, if it does not show anything above 85%, you should take. That means 85% and above is good R square. R square is called regression. Coefficient of determination, it's called. Now, if your R square is less than 85, 80 or so, what does it mean? It is not right or wrong. That means your salary, that is dependent variable, Y, is dependent on some other critical variables. Maybe it is market driven, not on job points. Got it? Because your R square is always 1.
Okay.
For study jobs, but others maybe like, there are other factors. Simple as that.
Dependent
Where the
variables
jobs are
are
fluctuating. Okay. So you are totally going by just market based salary.
So it is subjective for us to determine what are the right dependent variables, right? Whenever we
No. When you are doing job evaluation, primarily the fundamental principle is you are doing it vis-a-vis the job points. Got it?
Okay.
That's the first step, because with respect of any organization, you want to check internal parity. So you have to do job evaluation. Okay? Okay, guys, let's take a small break and then come back. It is 12. Please come back by 12:05 or so, 12:05, or 12:10. Okay, Bala is smiling. So extra 5
We will
minutes.
stay here only.
Okay, okay.
हाँ जा रहे हैं बंद कर दिया हो गया
Determining the the number of points, and then looking at benchmark data. And then what did we do? We then calculated the pay line, and thereby we could also then calculate the salaries we need to pay in the organization with respect to various jobs in the organization. Now, you must have heard there are methods like Hay, Mercer, Hewitt. So all these patented methods, like for example, Hay. So it's a patented method. Now, essentially, all of them use point method. Essentially, all of them use point method. Like for example, but all of them have what we identified compensable factors. Then we created the point plan. But say, for example, in a Hay, now you don't have to identify compensable factors. Then we do not have to then populate the plan. It comes everything, it's all fixed. There's no flexibility in the number of compensable factors. For example, in a Hay method, so Hay comes with, 3 compensable factors. What are they? Know-how, which is called KH, problem solving and accountability. And then under know-how, there are sub-compensable factors like technical knowledge, the breadth of management knowledge required, human relation skills. Under problem solving, it again says 2 compensable factors. And under accountability, again, it has 3 compensable factors. So when you actually want to implement a Hay plan or a Hewitt plan, you have to invite them. So what do? They actually start with what? Evaluating the job. But the advantage of using a Hay or other methods, patented methods, is they have what? The market data across all the locations for across industries globally. So that's a great advantage. B, their questionnaire, they come with a questionnaire where, like for example, we were doing, okay, you give 4 lakhs or 5 lakhs, or we will give increase of more points. No, what they do a thorough probing job wherein they will actually identify the entire key responsibilities, etc., in terms of those compensable factors, and then arrive at the point numbers. And then they are also able to validate with other benchmarked organizations, wherein, for example, if they have arrived at a point plan for an HR manager about 400 in a pharma industry, they will also validate, hey, how much does other pharma industries have with respect to the HR manager. So since they are sitting on a lot of data, they're able to validate. But other than that, everything is the same as you have done in a point plan method. So they will be doing the regression, and then they will be arriving at this slope and intercept values, and then they use that to predict salaries. Okay, so much for, and then there's a lot of other data in your PPTs which explains in detail a lot of concepts and theoretical concepts about the other methods. But as such, the technicality and complexity is almost the same as what we did in a point plan method. Okay, so then before we actually get into the compensation benchmarking, I also want to take 2 minutes to teach 2 critical things. So when we do this building of salaries, there is something called okay. Say for example, yeah. So say for example, this is your pay band. This is a pay band. Okay. This is a pay band with this, say for example, you have 8,000, which is also the minimum. And this is your 12,000, which is your max. And your midpoint can be 10,000. can be your midpoint. And you can also have another point here. And you can also have another point here. Okay. So this is a pay band. Say, for example, I'll call it as level 1. All right. Now there is something called you have to follow. Very important to understand, green circle rule. Okay. And red circle rule. So when you are hiring people, there is something called green circle rule and red circle rule. Simple. What is a green circle rule? Say, for example, Bala comes for an HR manager position or a HR executive position. Okay. He is getting right now below this minimum certain value. Okay. But it is below 8,000. But you cannot say that I will give him a little more than that, which is lesser than your 8,000, which is lesser than your 8,000. What does green circle say? That you have to definitely pay him whatever is the minimum for that band. So what is the minimum for the band here? 8,000 rupees. So you can't pay lesser than that. Very clear? What is the green circle rule? That you cannot pay anybody lesser than the minimum. Simple as that. Got it? Now, what is the red circle rule? That means you cannot increase the salary more than the last salary hike. That means if 12,000 is the maximum at the band, you cannot pay somebody more than that. That means, like for example, I can't pay something more than this, say 13,000 or whatever. Because if you do that, then you are not. So what happens if you don't have any discipline? Then you are all the time increasing your salary bands. Okay, so you have to have certain discipline when you have fixed the salary bands. That means or a pay bands with min and max, you have to have certain discipline. So simple as that. Red circle rule says that a person who has reached the maximum, you should not give him an extra increment. Typically, who are these people who typically sit on the maximum? People with long tenurity. Okay. So when you are increasing their salaries, you are actually not getting any value more. You are rather adding to your wage cost. For example, driver. So if he has reached his maximum and if you are giving him all the time increment and increment and increment, what happens? That job does not have higher value. But if you are increasing it, what will happen? That means your wage cost is increasing because that gets factored into your base salary. So typically then you may ask me, what should I do when the person has reached the maximum? What you need to do is, typically what happens, say for example, on an average, I'm giving 8% of increment to all the employees. What am I doing? 8% of increment to all the employees annually. Then what am I do? I can give a similar 8% performance bonus. What will I do? I will give an 8% of performance bonus to those people who have reached the maximum based on their rating, and so the increment, the bonus does not get added to their annual increment, which increases their base salary. Is this very clear, guys? The red circle rule and the green circle rule. Can you give me a thumbs up, guys? This is very important. Okay, very clear? The red circle and the green circle. So when you are building and when you are designing your salary bands, you have to also be cognizant of the fact of green circle rule and red circle. one more concept. Comparator ratio. Have you heard of comparator ratio? Or rather what we call it as comparator ratio. So comparator ratio is typically what, say for example, 9,000. This will be okay. Now, comparator ratio, the formula is base salary divided by the midpoint. It gives you the ratio of your salary vis-a-vis the midpoint. How much are you into that grade vis-a-vis the midpoint? Say for example, Bala is at 9,000 rupees base salary. Then what will be his comp ratio?
0.9.
Huh? Louder, yeah. What will be your comp ratio?
0.9.
It can be 0.9 or it can also be
90%.
1 second. It can be 90%. That means what? It is 90% of 10,000, the midpoint. Or if I say 111,000, what will be the comp ratio? Either it will be 1.1, no?
110%.
Or it will be 110%. Simple question, please answer me. Anybody? Say, for example, there are two people working, HR executives, one at a 90% and one at 110%, doing the similar job. Who is more expensive? Quick.
1.1.
1.1, obviously. So now
Yeah.
you know that comp ratio will indicate who is at a what wage cost. Okay. Now, how does comp ratios help us? They help us to determine our policies, recruitment policy, promotion policy, okay, various other policies. Like for, I can say, my recruitment policy, I will not have anybody, I will have only at 80% comp ratio for freshers, okay. I will have little more at a 90% with 1 or 2 years of experience, okay. So I can determine my policy, establish comp ratios for this policy. Promotion, I will have people only at 110% or more people comp ratio at a particular band to be promoted, okay. Or I will not increase increments, which will become my red circle rule. 120% comp ratio and no more increments. So I can determine all my policies with respect to the comp ratios, so that I can have a balance or hold on my wage cost. Are you with me, guys? For example, I have an experienced person. Some people will say, hey, no, get him at a maximum salary. But if I get him at a maximum salary next year, what will I do? So business hiring manager or business manager will say anything. Ultimately, the compensation team will have huge issues if they don't push him again, saying that this can't be done. And there's this tussle. As a practitioner, I know this is a tussle between the business and the HR. Always get him at any cost. But does the pay band, does it allow you? Okay, so these are some of the things which we need to look at. Okay, guys, only we have 20 minutes now. Let me quickly go to the market. Very clear? Can I just go to the okay. I'm only taking those critical things because you have so much of information which Vilma has shared, so you can go through everything. But something which you really can't understand, those are the things which I'm actually dealing with, considering the paucity of time. Okay. Let me straight jump into. Guys, typically when we talk about, this is an old report, but nevertheless, okay, this is a report by Watson White, old report. Now, typically what happens when we're talking about external equity. It's very simple. External equity is what you are comparing salaries with the market, right? Anybody who can give me a little better understanding? Quick. Let's ignite the minds. What do you understand by external equity or market pricing? What do we do typically?
Comparing our internal midpoint with the external midpoint.
So we are looking at our salaries vis-a-vis the market. Why are we looking at it? Say, for example, if I actually say, hey, but I will pay what I want to pay. And if I don't know what the market is paying, then how will I be able to judge or say that I'm paying less or more? Right? One point. Only when I know what the market is paying, I am in a position to say yes, less or more. Now, based on that less or more, then I can also position myself saying that I want to be the market leader, or I don't want to pay, I want to pay lesser than the market. Got it? So that means I'm able to determine my pay philosophy and my pay policy, saying that I want to lead the market or lag the market. That means, or be on par with the market. So when you are on a 50th percentile of the market, that means you are on par with the market. But if you want to lead the market, then you will say you will increase it. The market 50th percentile is X amount. So I will say add to that. I want to be at a 75th percentile. Then I will go up to 75th percentile. Or if I want to be lesser than that, but typically if you pay lesser than 50th percentile, you will not be able to attract any talent. Isn't it so? If you are below 50th percentile, you cannot attract any talent. So essentially, what is it? One is you are comparing data. Now, where will you get data? Now you can get from published surveys, or you can also do a customized salary survey. But mostly, but if you go to these Glassdoor, etc., guys, the employees, what they report data, it is less authentic. Employees, Glassdoor says, okay, you put your data, right? It's always better to look at data which is published and with authentic, and also most by the employers, because unless and until your benchmark data is accurate, you cannot actually then predict your salaries or do your regressions, etc. It's always nice to also look at 2 sources of data or 3 sources of data, so that you can validate and see, hey, is there any huge error? No, that's one more thing. Okay. And also you can quickly call up some people, critical positions. You can also do that by calling up organizations, or you can also talk to placement consultants and get data. So these are the various methods of getting data. B, typically, how do you go about? You have to look at, identify your benchmark jobs. Whenever you do a market pricing, or the key is what? Benchmark jobs. Now you may say, what are benchmark jobs? So you have to look at all your key strategical positions. You have to look at what are those positions which form my 30 to 40% of my workforce, because they are your core, right? If there are 30 to 40% of your positions from the core, so definitely you want to identify what is the market salary for those positions. So look at least when you are looking at identifying benchmark jobs, it has to cover 50 to 60% of your jobs, cutting across all levels, not concentrating only top level jobs or lower level jobs, cutting across all levels and cutting across all functions. But if you say this is my unique position, I have no data for this, can you then benchmark that position with the market data? Quick. Unmute yourself, Bala. I know I'm asking you only most of the time. Yeah. Can I benchmark?
I said no. No. I said no.
Exactly. Because that will be like saying again, magic wand. How can you compare an apple with an orange? Okay. So what do consultants do? They will first of all compare, what are those jobs which I can be compared. Now, if you notice, you calculated slope value and intercept value. Got it? And now you have also calculated by doing job evaluation, the point value. Now, what do consultants do? Then without getting market data, because I can't get market data, with the help of slope and intercept values, I will calculate what is that I need to pay for that unique position. Got it? Now, did you get me? So there will be unique positions which are very unique to your own organization, which are not comparable. Okay, it is 5%, 10% jobs. What will you do? You will calculate the point values and then you will use slope value and intercept value and get the what you need to pay. Now, for example, quickly here 65 benchmark positions are there, and this data is collected from 25 employers. Now, when I say benchmarked position, guys, so if you have seen here, these are the bench. So in this report, these are the positions for which they have collected data from 25 companies. Okay, like for example, consulting, non-consulting, administration, finance. So whereas job families, quality, if you see sales and systems administration, etc. So these are the various jobs. Okay, this is clear, this aspect. Now, having said that, now you have to see data cuts. What kind of a data cut I will do now? Can you see this very clearly? Can you see something? Okay. In any report, when you see market data, okay, let me make it very, very clear. Now, are you able to see? Okay.
Yes.
When you actually get a report, published report, it will contain what? List of companies, list of benchmark positions. And if you see, these are those benchmark positions, position titles, and you will be having the data in a percentile format. I could take 25 companies, I could take 100 companies, I could only take 15 companies. But then you will do statistical treatment, you will analyze the data and put them into a percentile format. So, of the 25 companies data, I did vice president position. Tell me at a 50th percentile, what is his salary, though it is a very old data. What is his salary?
640.
Huh?
640.7.
640.
Can you see my cursor? Vice president, 50th percentile. What is the salary?
Yeah. 26
lakhs.
26 lakhs, Bala.
Okay.
Correct. Sayandeep, somebody got it wrong. That's why I was emphasizing.
Yes.
50th percentile is 26. 75th percentile is
37 lakhs.
37. 90th percentile is 39.
9.
Now, you have seen that this is the market data which has been put into percentiles. Okay. Typically, you put it as 4 quartiles or, 25, 50, 75, and 100. Now, you should also check, hey, am I again comparing my total guaranteed cash with them, or what is that I'm checking out? So this is something like guaranteed cash. What does it mean? I'm checking out the base salary, not TCC, total cost to the company. Because if you are comparing TCC to total guaranteed cash, again, your values will be very different. Are you with me? So when you're looking at data, even for your own validity, check what does the report say by total guaranteed cash? What are the various components they have taken into consideration? Got it? Step 1. Then check what are you taking into that total guaranteed cash. Because if you add more and they are less, or if they are less and if you add more, there won't be congruence. Got it? Now, after having checked that your total guaranteed cash components are similar to what it is, then say, for example, in your vice president is getting right now 30 lakhs. At what percentile do you think he is right now? Between?
50 to 75.
It's a little less than the 75th percentile. But I am saying here, I want to bring him up to the 75th percentile. That means I have to make a market correction by increasing his salary from 35 to 37 lakhs. So you are not increasing it to that Sandeep, who is a vice president. No, Sandeep, you are increasing the market correction by increasing that what? Band. Are you with me?
Yeah.
You don't make it for a person increasing salary. You are making a market correction of increasing the pay band. Okay?
Yeah.
So this is how you actually do the market correction. Okay? Now I will just quickly take another 5 minutes, guys. I know you guys might have something else to do. You may wonder how to do this percentile and all that. Anybody who knows how to do percentile?
Divide by 1,000 something.
Surely,
Yeah,
then you will tell me, ma'am, this is again for me, you know.
So, ma'am, what percentile we want to give, that depends on the organization. Like what percentile you are taking.
Let's see what is it now. Let's see quickly. Okay. Because ready reference. Say for example, all of you work in a software companies. Okay. Now I'm in a software developer company and I want to actually recruit entry level software designer software developers. Okay. I don't know how much to pay, but what I'm thinking is I want to pay at a 75th percentile. Have you understood my exercise case? Saying that I'm a software company, Bala is CEO. He's saying, hey, let's get software developers at an entry level, but I want to pay at, I don't know the amount, but I want to pay at a 75th percentile. Okay. What do I want to do? 75th percentile. Okay. But I don't know how much to pay. Now, what will I do? I'll do a market survey. Will I do market survey? Quickly, I will look at all the software companies. For example, if you see A, B, C, D, F, G, H, Q till Q, I've collected data. Can you see this, or you want me to make it a little bigger? Can you see now?
Can see.
So what is this? See, I have put the 22, 17. So the ranging 22,000, 17,000, this. This is the market data. Just like I showed you a report. But how will I know which is 75th percentile and how will I know? So what do? Excel comes handy. What will I do now? Okay. All right. First of all, I want to know this data. I want to analyze into finding out at what percentile it is. Data. Go to percent rank. Then I say, okay. Array. Don't take the labels, sir. Pull the data. Okay. Got it? Now, so I want to know what is the percentile of this one, 22,000. Okay. It is okay. Let me show you one more because I didn't click on that here. I'll click here and then I'll show you. Percent rank most recently used. Let me cancel it. Okay. Array. Okay. Now, so 22,000. I want to know at what percentile it is. Then I will say, okay. Can you see this, guys? What is the percentile?
76.
76 percentile. So at 76 percentile, what is the amount? 22,000. Okay. I'll do one more only now. I'll put here again. You tell me which one to do. Which amount should I do? Quickly, guys. One second. Let me put the array. Should I do the last one, 19,000?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm doing the 19,000. Okay. Done? How much is it?
61.
But what do I want to do? I want to know what is that I have to pay at a 75. I want to know at 75th percentile, what is the amount? Now what will I do? Okay. Now what will I do? Go to FX. What did I click on? Percentile. Okay. Now again go to array. Okay. No, sorry. Let me just. Okay. Now, what do I want to know?
75.
So I'll put point
75.
75. What is the amount I want to know at a 0.75 percentile of this data? How much?
21,500.
I'll do one more now. That's it. Huh? Okay. Now, what do you want me to do now? What value you want me to find out? Quick.
17,900.
No, 21,500. Okay. So what percentile? Should we do 90th percent? Should we do 80th percentile?
Yes.
80.
How much?
22,000.
Say for example, forget about startup company. I'm a company which is paying, say, about 21,500, which is at 75th percentile. I want to pay at a 80th percentile. So what will I do? I'll find out what is the 80th percentile, which is 22,000. Okay. And then do the market correction. Sayandeep, did you get it?
Yes.
How? So this is just software data, but likewise you can take the data for several positions and then do the percentile analysis, and then what will you do? Then you will compare with your own positions and then do the market corrections. Okay, depending on how much of budget you have, what is the percentage of increase you want to do, etc. Very clear, guys? Huh?
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I know I actually focused on the statistical technical things because, you know, the theory you can read, there's so much of it, because this is something even if you read, you can't get it. Okay, guys? So, well, I think with that, we will actually then wrap up the session. And I hope you've been able to get something out of this session, especially if you want to be a comp and ben, or even if you're an HR business partner, and if you get a published report and you want to see where your employees are at what wage cost, and then you will be able to at least see at what percentile and what is the increase you want to do. And if some, people like Bala, who's actually into comp and ben, will find a lot more value in this. Okay. Any questions before we end the session?
It's okay.
I can see Bala, they're all quiet because they said, oh my God, no. Huh? But well, guys, go through mostly the technical part so that you don't forget it, and do it today itself. Okay. Because what happens, learning happens only when you immediately revisit it. Otherwise, what happens, you can just forget it for the next session and you will be as fresh as whatever you were. Okay. All right.
Nirmala, can you run them through the homework 1 and homework 2? It just
No, this is, should I give them?
yes,
Huh?
at least one homework they should do.
Oh, I thought you will spare them with the homework, yeah.
Mm.
Huh? Guys, you don't, this is a very nice, simple thing. You don't have to even, we just gave you, this is the market data, okay? And this is the point values, okay? So what will you do? Simple, do a regression analysis. So before you do that, calculate those values, slope and intercept value, and then plug them in and then do the what? You will get the pay line salary. And then with pay line salary, what will you do? Then you will categorize. If you recall, I talked about categorization even in ranking method. That means if jobs like 115, 132, they're similar, then put them under one band. Then or even a 144. So, but here most of the jobs, at best you can have 2 bands here. Okay. So this is what is homework 1. Let me see the other homework. Ma'am, I thought I'll spare you with the homework. Let me see. This is also very simple. Everything is worked out. Point values here. Okay. Then market salary is here per month. So this market salary per annum, you can actually delete it. Now with total point value and market salary per month, what can you get? Pay line salary. Okay. That means what you need to pay. Now, all that you need to do is here that you are going to be a lead payer. That means you want to pay 15% more. So what will you do? You will then multiply. I mean, once you got your 50th, that is a median salary, then you will increase it by 15%. Simple. Sandeep is thinking about it.
I'm not clear about this question. That's why.
Tell me now. Tell me. Just open up.
So
Ask
in
me
this,
the question.
yeah, in the second homework that you are saying, so what we have to do means, can you please come again?
Step 1. You have point value and you have salaries per month. What will you do now?
Generate the pay lines.
You will get, forget about this F column. You will get a pay line salary, right?
Yes.
What is that pay line salary per month you will get? That is your median or the market median salary, right?
Yeah.
Now you are saying here, I want to increase that salary by 15%. Simple. So what will you do? You will increase it by 15%. You will
So
multiply
monthly,
your midpoints by point.
Okay.
Yeah, 0.15. That's it.
So I have to multiply all the market salary into 15% or the
Not
salary?
market salary. The one which you will calculate.
Okay. Okay.
The salary which you want to pay to the organization, you are saying I want to pay more than the market by 15%. So what will you do?
So I have to increase
1.15.
So you want to increase it by 0.15.
Yeah.
Bala, did you get that? What you have to do?
Yes.
Can you repeat so that I know for sure that you've got it?
Sure. So we have to first calculate the points pay line salary with the data that we have.
Step 1.
Step 1, we will have to identify the intercept value. Sorry, we'll have to identify the slope value and then intercept value.
How will you do that slope and intercept values?
Okay. So slope value
Excel, yeah, simple, no?
Yeah, just slope of that entire data. So whatever we have here is.
But when you are calculating slope intercept value, ensure that you are doing Y as market salary and X as point value. Because if you do it vice versa, because in regression, you use 2 values. What are they? Independent variable and dependent variable. Go to any statistical book. Independent variable is always termed as X and dependent variable is always termed as Y. So even your computer Excel also knows Y as a dependent variable. Correct? So then you can calculate your slope and intercept, right? And then plug in the data into that formula. What I said, I can put it here.
Pay line salary, right?
Salary is equal to what?
Job point into
slope into job point.
I'm sorry. Slope multiplied by
job point.
Job point.
Point value plus
Intercept.
Okay. This is otherwise in any book you will get, which is typically used as Y is equal to, sorry,
AX.
Y is equal to AX plus B. Okay. Where A is your
Slope.
B is your
Intercept.
one thing.
B is intercept. Isn't it?
X is your okay. A is constant. What does it mean?
It doesn't change.
For all your positions. B is constant. That means it's the same value for everything. Only what changes?
Point value.
X.
Changes as per the job points. Now is it clear, guys?
Yeah.
Huh? Very clear? Huh?
Yes.
So just to sum up and
Sure.
close Nirmala what was doing. So if say for example director HR, if the midpoint whatever we are calculating is coming to per month value as 60,000, then we will be giving 60,000 plus 15% of that as our value.
Exactly. That's it. Okay. Chalo. Take care, guys. Okay. All right. Have fun.
Okay, bye-bye.
Take care.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Welcome.